Remember this? It's from that dream where you're 7 feet tall, silky smooth moves, and an unbelievable vertical. Oh, yeah. Well, it's back, only this time, it's real. That's the real Vince, dunking on you like your name's Krispy Kreme. That's Rashid saying emphatic, not in my house. That's Kobe, posterizing and breaking ankles. That's his royal airness. Stevie Franchise, A.I., C-Well, T-Mac, Shaq. We're talking serious b-ball here. Hoops, ground ball, pill. I don't care what you call it, it's a worldwide phenomenon. Yao Ming, Paul Gasol, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, teams got more translators now than they got trainers. But all these guys know how to make us say, how you do that? So stretch, drink plenty of fluids, and for God's sake, keep your hands to yourself. This ain't just some shiny new rapper. No, sir. This is the NBA ESPN style.
What up? Welcome to the NBA on ESPN NBA Wednesday. I'm Stuart Scott. Whole lot of things have changed since May 17th, 1984, the last time ESPN aired an NBA game that mattered. Y'all might as well pull up a chair, kick your shoes off, hit the fridge, get used to us. We will be here with you every Wednesday and Friday night of the NBA season. We're family. Get used to it. We kick it off tonight with the doubleheader. Our first game is a Carolina connection. Actually, make that a 6'6" bald-headed Carolina connection. Wizards and Raptors means Michael Jordan, 31 points per game for his career. Jerry Stackhouse, 21 points per game for his career. Vince Carter, 25 points per game for his career. We're talking the three flashiest, highest-flying Tar Heels who ever came to the NBA on one court. Brent Musburger and Sean Elliott will have our call. Let's check in with Brent, north of the border in Toronto.
Hey, Stuart, you would love to be in Toronto tonight, my friend. We are jam-packed full of Tar Heel legends from North Carolina, none bigger than number 23 himself. Here's the king, Michael Jordan. Can you believe it, Stuart? He is now the 6th man on the Wizards. And on the other side, number 15, here he is, Vince Carter. He's got something to prove. They went on a winning streak without him. He wants to prove he's still worthy of being an all-star. Right now, let's send you back to one of my favorite Tar Heels. Here's Stuart Scott again.
Brent, thanks for the love, baby. Our second game tonight, NBA Western Conference flavor, Lakers and Blazers. That is our floor cam. Angles you've never seen before. We got it all at ESPN. And that guy is 6-time champion Scottie Pippen, who will join me halftime of game one, one-on-one. All that's coming up later. Coming up next on NBA Wednesday, everything you need to know about the first full slate of games. Michael Jordan warming up. 6-time champion, 5-time MVP. Get back with us.
Okay, everyone freeze. This is Justin, and he's bored stiff. Let's change that. As you were.
Hello?
Hey, man. What you doing?
Watching a Kung Fu marathon?
Cool. Turn it up.
Now get the most minutes to use whenever. Introducing T-Mobile. Get more.
Hey yo, part 2, AI and J Kiss presenting the A6 from the wrist. Could tell it's a straight switch. Now I'm the problem, and he's the answer. Soon as you try to guard up, you ain't got a chance to stop it. Any given time, he could pop it. The Reebok A6 is hot, go cop it.
For 2K3, I rock the A6 with my new kicks. Take a few hits, it ain't nothing, I'm used to it. Trying to build a team, I'm the player you need. Hard like Willis Reed, top thief and score in the league. A zone, please.
AI and J Kiss presenting the A6. It's all fundamental and basics.
In the new Alcatraz, the biggest problem isn't breaking out.
What are you packing?
This. You want to play rough?
Sorry, I'm not into men.
It's dealing with the guys who just broke in.
Party, boys.
Why are you doing this?
$200 million worth of U.S. gold brick. What's going on?
We got a problem. Half past dead.
That's what I'm talking about.
Rated PG-13. Opens November 15th.
Jared's here, and he's eating a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
That I can't miss. Sounds delicious.
I'm on my way. Subway's hot dinner idea. Delicious chicken teriyaki topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Wow.
Subway, eat fresh.
Allen, jumper swish. Allen takes the shot. Come on, give me the ball. Allen takes him off the dribble.
Good. In.
Allen takes the shot.
All net.
Allen.
Up. Shot. Yes. Watch this one.
Allen.
Good. Oh!
NBA Shootout 2003, rated E for everyone.
Hey, don't forget our second game tonight, Lakers and Blazers. Kobe Bryant off night shooting last night, and the loss to the Spurs, shot just 9 of 29, going against Rasheed Wallace and his attitude. Sheed has increased his scoring and rebounding the last 3 years. Welcome back to NBA Wednesday. We got a whole lot of thick flavor tonight as the 57th NBA season bigs up for real big time. 12 games on the slate. Now, something that's really, really cool to know, 7'5" rookie Yao Ming can stand flat-footed, reach up in the air. Kid can reach to 9 feet 7 inches tall, just 3 inches below the rim. That's what's real cool to know. But what you need to know before the games begin tonight, the NBA is back in New Orleans. Maravich and Goodrich have passed the torch to the Hornets, and Baron Davis, NBA back in the Bayou. Also, you need to know this, rookie debuts. Yao Ming and Jay Williams lead a strong, versatile, aggressive, and very, very young rookie class. Old faces, new places. Andre Miller, Darius Miles traded for each other, squaring off against each other tonight in L.A. Hard to remember an offseason where as many big-time players moved. Penny at the point. Yeah, Penny Hardaway started point guard in Phoenix with Stephon Marbury serving a 1-game suspension for a summer DUI charge. And after a year off the blocks, Miami's Brian Grant will have to play center because Zoe out at the beginning of the season. It was a tough year for Pat Riley and the Heat. And you want to lock? The Spurs won 16 straight against the Warriors, but Golden State, new coach, impact rookie, resurgent front court, and new attitude. But will it be enough to top the Spurs? Up next, Friday night's preseason game. Stack had 36 on the Celtics. Tonight, it's for real. Stack, who could have played with Vince Carter had he stayed at Carolina 4 years, squares off against Vinsanity tonight. Britt and Sean have the call. Game time when we get back in the house.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Wednesday, brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't dull you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
What do you care? You've got the goodness of Reese's peanut butter and milk chocolate. Get lost in a Reese's.
Consider this. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposits in your engine. And a clean engine performs better. Is it any wonder, then, why so many drivers choose Shell?
Doubleheader action is coming your way with the NBA on ESPN. Who's it then? Allen Houston and the Knicks look for an answer to the answer as they meet Atlantic Division rivals Allen Iverson and the Sixers. Then the glove, Gary Payton drop steps, goes baseline up and under, score! Leads the Sonics as they try to lock down scoring machine Anton Jamison and the Warriors. Knicks Sixers, then Sonics Warriors. Coverage starts at 7:30 Friday on ESPN.
Hello? We asked this volunteer to tell us what was more frustrating, getting rejected on dial-up or getting rejected by professional basketball players.
Dial-up. Definitely more frustrating.
Comcast high-speed internet, the sure way onto the net. Now at a dial-up price, just $19.99 per month for 6 months.
Come on, guys!
Looking for fun? How about great food and fun too? Then head to Damon's. Whether it's our world-famous ribs, salads, seafood, steaks, or combos, you'll have fun eating at Damon's. Play Video Trivial Pursuit, watch sporting events on our 4-stadium TVs, or meet new friends in our clubhouse. You'll have fun playing at Damon's. Or maybe a quiet night out with a special person. You'll have fun being at Damon's. So no matter what mood you're in, you'll have fun at Damon's. Quiet dining or clubhouse fun.
From Toronto, Canada, the NBA returns to ESPN. It is Michael Jordan and the Washington Wizards against Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Brett Musburger. A pleasure for me to be alongside Sean Elliott here tonight. Sean, a big question. How much are we going to see at number 23? When's Jordan going to get out there and do his thing?
You know I'm a basketball fan, Brent. I came to see Michael. I hope he plays a lot tonight. I hope this game's close in the fourth quarter. We can watch him work his magic.
Hey, we're going to have some fun tonight here, folks. Here's your Bud Light starting lineups. Michael, the sixth man for the Wizards. We will see him later on. But here tonight up front, Christian Laettner going to draw a start. He started more than 600 NBA games. Remember, he started in 4 consecutive Final Fours. Jelani McCoy will have to handle Christian. Now in the backcourt, take a look at our matchups here. Jerry Stackhouse, acquired from the Detroit Pistons, will open alongside Hughes. And here is Vince Carter. And as we said a short time ago, a lot to prove for number 15. Remember, when there was gossip that the Raptors were a better team without Vince Carter, he said, I'm going to lay a 50 on somebody. Folks, it's showtime. Tap is controlled by Russell. He used to play with the Utah Jazz, was in a couple of finals. He's glad to be on Michael's side now. Here's the new point man for the Wizards, Hughes. Laettner steps out high, and Antonio Davis comes right with him. They hit Russell on the curl. In and out. Rebound is Kwame Brown. The youngster can't put it back down. Stays with it. Still not there. And it is Hughes, the little man, who scores the evening's first hoop.
He's a little man, but he plays bigger because of his athletic ability. You see him skying above the rim for that tip-in.
Davis steps out high now, and they'll come through Carter. Gets inside, spin move, lane, knocks it down. Vince Carter's off to a great start, Sean.
Wow. What a move already. First move of the ball game. He hangs in the air after a spin. Don't think Michael's looking at that move, thinking about 5 or 6 years ago.
That knee looked pretty good on that. And remember now, Vince Carter underwent knee surgery in the offseason, said it feels great. He's been working hard during the exhibition campaign. Kwame flashes lane. Snap back down now, and the Raptors will come to war as Morris Peterson pulls down his first defensive board. Underrated player Williams handling the ball.
Absolutely. He's no slouch. With Aaron Williams and Vince Carter in the backcourt, you're looking at one of the better backcourts in the East.
Always Stackhouse comes down. Bounce pass into Laettner. It must feel so unusual for number 23 to be over on the bench as this game starts. Laettner misses the turnaround in the lane, and the rebound pulled down by McCoy. McCoy is due a ring for the Los Angeles Lakers. Peterson pulls up, misses the J. Offensive rebound, Davis, and he's a good one. Carter wants to flash outside with the 3. Not this time. 1 for 2 on the night into Laettner's hands.
Good defense by Brian Russell to disrupt the rhythm of Vince Carter.
Now Hughes will slow it on down and bring it outside. Washington only 1 of 6 from the floor here in the early going. Some opening night jitters. Stackhouse misses from the perimeter. And both teams are actually cold here. We're tied at a deuce inside of 10 minutes now.
You have to love Jerry Stackhouse coming off some screens. That's going to wear Vince Carter down as the game goes on.
So it goes over now. Doug Collins, the man who is in charge of Michael's minutes, and if you were watching SportsCenter earlier tonight, he told you that they wore Michael down by playing him too many minutes last year, and he's determined not to let that happen now.
I beg to differ. I think Michael's in charge of Michael's minutes.
Offensive foul is called. Now the third member of our team, Michelle Tafoya. So let's check in with her tonight, Michelle.
Well, Brent, when Vince Carter first came into the league, people said he would be the next Michael Jordan. And recently in an ESPN The Magazine interview, he said ultimately he would be better than Michael Jordan. But this week he backed off those comments, saying his goal was to be better than Michael Jordan. Jordan was asked about those comments earlier today after a shoot-around, and he said, hey, if Vince can have that much success in his career, good for him, good for the fans, good for the league. But he said there will never be another Michael Jordan, just as there will never be another Elgin Baylor or Larry Bird. There can only be one of each of us, Brent.
All right, Michelle, thanks. And Peterson putting down the field goal, fouled on the play. A chance for a three-point play now as Kwame Brown picks up his first personal of the night. And Mo Pete misses the free throw. But there's Antonio Davis, swings the hook shot in.
And that's a big no-no. Kwame Brown must block out on the free throw line. Those kind of plays there makes the coach pull his hair out. Getting an offensive rebound off of a free throw.
He's trying to penetrate off the dribble. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Raptors. And Lenny Wilkins, a longtime coach, won an NBA championship out in Seattle. That was way back in 1979. For you folks who watch ESPN Classics, you probably see that. And there's Kwame Brown. Sean, how much improved is Kwame in what you have seen during the exhibition season?
He's much improved, Brent, but he still has a long ways to come. He's such a young player. He's only 20 years old. He's still learning the basic fundamentals of this game.
Underneath is Carter. 2 field goals here in the early going for Carter. Russell's on the right wing. Kick it now through Stackhouse. Stackhouse's game is to make a living at the free throw line, folks. Those of you who's followed his career, you know he's got to get on the line. And Lenny instructed the Raptors no hand fouls against him tonight. Hughes misses on the shot off the left side now and into Davis's hands.
And what I love about that possession is the defense by Vince Carter doing a great job of contesting Larry Hughes' fadeaway jumper.
Toronto 8, Washington 4 here in the early going. You see how cold the Wizards have been. Peterson's 3, not this time. Brown, good position underneath. I'm impressed with how the young man has rebounded at both ends of the floor. Stackhouse fires, it's 2, and he misses, and into the hands of McCoy.
Oh, you see Stackhouse trying to force himself into this ball game. Probably an ill-advised shot early on, but Stackhouse is going to make up for it later. You could be sure of that.
Jump ball is called by Courtney Kirkland, one of our 3 officials, with Michael watching from the Wizards bench.
Here's Vince Carter going off a little screen here. Russell knocked down. Vince Carter gets an easy one. You need a little help defense on that play. Kwame Brown, some of the big men, you need to be alert when other defenders fall down.
Bob Delaney and Donaghy, our other 2 officials here tonight. Tap control by the Raptors. Down low now, and Davis comes across the lane, and it missed by McCoy. Out to Hughes.
I'm not sure Jelani McCoy didn't get bumped on that play. He was wide open. That ball rocketed out of his hands.
7:24 left in the opening quarter. Stackhouse kicks it back outside to Hughes. They stay at the perimeter, and Russell misses a shot, and there's McCoy. It is 1 and out for the Wizards. The Wizards have not played well at the start of this game. Doug Collins told me he was very concerned about the exhibition schedule wearing his team down as Williams rises up, and Alvin Williams knocks down the J.
Now, we said it earlier, Alvin Williams is no slouch. You may not have heard of him, but this guy can flat out play, and he can distribute the basketball.
Well, a good early spurt here for the Raptors and a lead. Russell creates off the drive. The veteran player taking it in for the driving layup. And now the Raptors bring it back down. And here's Peterson knocking it through McCoy back to the outside. Jump shot is on the money again by Williams.
Larry Hughes just lost Alvin Williams on that little transition. Vince Carter, unselfish play, getting rid of the ball when he saw a little double team starting to develop.
Stackhouse is covered up beautifully. Hughes on the assault. Tap is controlled by Peterson.
Hey, you know, Brent, I like the way Stackhouse has opened this game up. I know he took a bad shot early on, but he's been passing the ball to his teammates on every given opportunity. When he sees somebody's open, he's giving it up.
Russell made Carter give it up that time, and the ball knocked out of bounds. And a reminder, of course, this is the first of two. And next we're going to take you out to Portland, the Los Angeles Lakers, without Shaquille O'Neal or Rick Fox. Last night the Lakers lost to the San Antonio Spurs 87-82. Kobe Bryant did all he could, 27 points and 10 rebounds, and it would be very unusual for the Lakers to break 0-2. That will be the second game of our doubleheader. So Vince Carter and the Raptors break out to a lead here in the early going, 12-6. We've got 6:03 left in the first period. Timeout.
Hey, who won the football pool?
Suzanne in marketing.
Again?
Yeah. She got them all.
She picked an 0-10 dog over the #1 team in football?
Yeah.
I gotta know, man. What's her system?
Chicago or Green Bay?
Chicago. Better shopping.
In 1869, we connected a nation, east to west, west to east. Today, we connect a nation, past to present, present to future. So, you might say that the road to the future isn't a road at all.
Baby takes it to the hole.
Look at him drive.
Shaq Daddy's unstoppable.
What defender can survive?
Pierce always gets the loose ball.
Plus he ain't afraid to dive.
Man, those dances are hot.
Now you ain't talking jive.
How many hot dogs did you eat?
I think it was 35.
The NBA love it
live. You are watching ESPN's coverage of the NBA, where the Washington Wizards are taking on the Toronto Raptors. Due to time constraints, we are moving ahead to further action.
Stuart Scott with you back in the studio. Bucks and Sixers. AI 7 of 25 shooting last night, opening night. Kids got to get it back together. The scoring champion 3 of the last 4 years. Tough shot in the paint for Iverson. Then AI, Jay, Money. 8 points early. Right now, Sixers lead the Bucks 24-13. Brent, back to you.
All right, Stuart, thank you. And Sean, I know you and I watched that game last night, and we were very impressed by Grant Hill's comeback with Orlando.
Brent, he did it all last night. Rebounds, assists, points, and, you know, Tracy McGrady had the big scoring games, but if you notice, Grant Hill set up McGrady and his other teammates on a lot of those baskets. Grant Hill, and when I was watching those two guys run down the floor one possession, I just thought, you know, what a luxury for a coach to have two players like that on the same ball club. Amazing.
Lou pulls it up off the dribble. And it's yanked down by Peterson for the Raptors. 1 and out for the Wizards. How's Carter doing offensively?
Not bad. With your 4 for 7, you have 8 points to start the period. He's off to a good start.
Davis left baseline. He fires an air ball. I think we got some first night jitters here, big fella. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. You have 2 minutes left in the quarter. It's 18-11.
Leitner left alone. Kentucky can tell you that he can knock down the outside shot. Not tonight. Here comes Hunter on the dribble. Coming all the way in, and he'll kick it back out and wide open to Antonio, and he misses McCoy. Left alone. He was not boxed out.
And the Wizards' big men were caught standing that time. You know, they're going to learn lots of lessons in rebounding. When you have a coach like Doug Collins, and he sees you lacking in a certain area, believe me, he's going to drill it into you.
Now Jordan, ball handling, maneuvering. Vince picks him up. Leitner right baseline, and the Wizard shooters have open shots, and they're just not making them. They're not taking bad shots. They're just not making wide open shots here tonight.
You know, both teams need to get some easy buckets here and there. They're both struggling mightily to get shots. They're all taking tough shots.
Here's Lou on the break. He'll go inside, and he misses a layup. Sean, get a uniform on. Will you, my friend? Come on, you can still play.
I'm not in that kind of shape right now, Brett.
There's a turnover now. Leitner picks it up. Washington, folks, is 5 of 22 from the field.
Somebody buttered the ball.
Biggest lead of the game. It's now at 9. Remember, it was a 3-point lead. It was 14-11 at one point. Jordan has to spark a comeback here. Carter stays right with him defensively, so Michael swings inside him and misses.
That's just beautiful footwork by Michael Jordan, just not able to convert.
Now they're 5 of Michael's number. Mo Pete misfiring. I mean, it's bricklaying out here.
You know, Mo Peterson rushed that shot. He had all day to gather himself, get some kind of rhythm. He caught the ball, immediately launched it.
Waitner steps out and gives it back to Lou. With great quickness, and here comes Stackhouse on the 3, and maybe that will ignite the Wizards.
Now, one thing you got to love about Jerry Stackhouse, he's not lacking in confidence. If he misses a few buckets, he's going to come back and still fire away.
Now, I find that streak shooters like that just have to keep doing that. They can't get down on themselves. You cannot remember your last shot. Hunter misfires, and it's into Kwame's hands, and now Jordan will get it up the floor, and we come to the end here of the first period.
Shaky start by both teams.
Well, you know, one thing that you must point out here as we look at Jordan going over the sideline, Lenny Wilkins is one of the great defensive coaches in the history of the NBA. And they are proving that here tonight as they lead 20-14. Timeout.
They stole her identity.
I need to know what happened to me.
And they murdered the man she loved. This Sunday, Sydney Bristow strikes back. Alias, Sunday at 9/8 Central, followed by The Practice on ABC.
Intelligence is not limited to humans. Proof! Make a collect call, Mr. Frisky. Witness him dialing down the center at 1-800-CALLATT. Even he knows it's free for you and cheap for them. Come on. Huh?
Monkey always gets the girl.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Hope you're happy.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever know.
They're undercover cops.
I'm cool with it, man. You cool with it? Oh, it's cool with me.
With too much money.
Are you kidding me? With the pool and the view and you even play piano?
Too many toys.
What if we opened our own nightclub?
I love it.
You love it?
And much too much
What happened to you?
imagination.
I tripped over the belt of my robe and hit my head on a coffee table. We get shot at every day, and you got beat up by a bathrobe?
Fast Lane.
Does it make me less of a man?
Back in action next week on Fox.
Welcome back to the studio. Bulls and Celtics, and Paul Pierce is about to straight put it down. Check out the Celtics guy, right in the grill. 8 points early, Bulls and Celtics. Celtics up. Brent, back to you.
All right, Stuart, and if you take a look at the scoring duos a year ago, of course, Bryant and O'Neal, they topped the list, but right after that, Pierce and Walker of the Celts, they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals before bowing out against New Jersey, but those two combined for better than 48 points a game. Now, taking a seat right now is Vince Carter, but he is off to a good start.
A good start. 8 points, 2 assists to start the ball game out. No rebounds, but I still like the way he started out. Aggressive, some spectacular moves early on.
So, Michelle, what about the Wizards huddle this time?
Doug Collins is always so animated. He said, we weathered the storm. We had a jittery start. We played out of character. But you know what? We're okay. We're all right. I want you to take your time. He emphasized to Kwame Brown that he wants him to set some harder screens. He said all 5 guys on the glass. Some rebounds will lead to layups. Right now, they're getting out-rebounded 17-13, Brian.
Yeah, Michelle, that has been the difference down inside. We get an offensive foul call by Delaney now against Toronto.
Sean Leonard pushing off.
Well, that's our first opportunity to talk about Vashawn Leonard. He was a late pickup, and then he told us after practice today that Vashawn fitting right in. Even though he joined the team late, he's a great rhythm shooter. I watched him frequently when he was playing for Pat Riley down with Miami. He can light you up.
He's a game-time shooter, that's for sure. Can't leave him open.
Michael Jordan's jump shot right on the mark. Still a thing of beauty.
That looked like a clinic. That looked like he was dribbling around cones. Still has a high level of quickness. He's still quicker than 90% of the guys in this league, and he's 39.
We got a 20-second timeout called by Toronto. And Peterson is shaken up. And that's why the timeout was called. He's bending over there in front of Coach Wilkins, and tongue and all, folks, flashing in for the J.
Just great elevation. And, you know, really, Michael is the king of the in-between game. Early on in his career, he was a guy who loved to penetrate, go all the way to the basket, and make things happen. But as his career went on and on, he developed a deadly mid-range game.
Well, there's the impact he had on the Wizards. Can I add one thing on this on this Vince Carter saying, when all is said and done, I can be better than him, in ESPN the magazine? Hey, Vince, in the first 4 years, Michael had 2 titles and an MVP trophy, my friend. I just want to remind everybody of that. Here comes Hunter now. Kick it to Vashawn, and Vashawn's pull-up against Hughes, misfires, and into Hughes' hands. He'll bring it down now.
You know, Michael was just a phenomenon. I know Vince Carter has had his spectacular moments, but I mean, people are still packing this place to see Michael Jordan at 39 years old.
Charles Oakley off the Wizards bench. Jared Jeffries, the rookie from Indiana, running the floor. And Hunter motor right past Jordan. The ball knocked out of bounds now. It'll go over now to the Wizards. Let's give you the Wizards lineup right now. It is Oakley, Lou, Hughes, Jordan, Jeffries. A reminder to stay tuned now on Friday night. Because not only do we have NBA action coming your way on Wednesday, but also on Friday night. So 2 nights a week. You get your NBA, and there's the steal. Michael didn't cover it up. Hunter's going to roll in. Great steal.
Well, Lindsey Hunter is a great defensive point guard. Not only does he have great anticipation, but you also must be careful when you're bringing the ball up the court. He's great at picking your pocket.
And it gives the Raptors a 6-point lead. Here's young Jeffries. He's got an NBA body, folks. He's long. He's going to need to bulk up. He's already a little bit wider than when he played for the Hoosiers a year ago. Jordan misses this time, and the rebound is yanked down by Jerome Williams, who was not expected to play, and Jerome Williams is able to contribute as Mo Peterson cleans it up at the other end.
Great athleticism by Mo Peterson, but an even better pass by Lindsey Hunter in the open floor to get that ball to Peterson in a position where he could do something with it. Now watch here. Here's Lindsey Hunter on the weak side. Watch his anticipation. He sees this play develop, and he shoots the gap right there, takes it away from Michael Jordan. Need to set a stronger screen, but, you know, Lindsey Hunter, that's all him. That was just great anticipation.
Jeffries steps out, and here is Lou. Jordan's only 1 of 3. Make it 1 of 4 now on the night. And the ball out of bounds. It goes over to Toronto.
Yeah, Michael rushed that shot again. He had a little bit more time to gather himself. You know, both teams are just rushing their shots a little bit. They need to both find the rhythm.
Well, especially the Wizards here, Sean. 7 of 27. And Michael, 1 of 4. They just simply have not shot well. And let us give some credit to Lenny Wilkins, the way he coaches defense. As Hunter rolls on in and misses the layup. Oakley, the veteran, added to the Wizards team. And now they come on back down. So no easy shots for the Wizards here against this Toronto defense. Lenny stressed it in practice today. Hughes misses the jump shot. They still stay cold now. Kick it back now to Peterson. He'll fire the 3. Yes.
Much better shot that time. Great anticipation by Lindsey Hunter. He saw the entire floor. Great little dump off to Mo Peterson. Better looking shot.
Doug Collins has his hands full right now against Lenny Wilkins' defense. It's 27-16, biggest lead of the night for the Raptors.
Two Towers on PlayStation 2. Rated T for Teen.
EA Games.
Challenge everything.
Let's see. Perfect. Which brings us to Mr. Friday.
What is that? Atmosphere and those double glazed baby back ribs. And wherever you utensils.
The Fridays take on dinner. Tonight, dig into our mouth-watering double-glazed baby back ribs. Glazed twice for a one-of-a-kind Fridays taste. Eat what you love where you eat at Fridays.
Oh, I say, Sony King. It's very James Bond, don't you think?
Yeah, in fact, there's lots of Sony stuff in the new James Bond movie.
Oh, how remarkable.
Dad, what's with the accent?
I have dual citizenship.
Oh.
Gear up like Bond. Win one of 4 great prizes like a movie poster or the grand prize of $50,000 in Circuit City gear. Everyone's a winner. Get your game piece at our stores or in this Sunday's paper. Circuit City.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Wednesday, brought to you by Shell.
Rockets and Pacers, remember that 9'7" reach I said Yao Ming had, standing flat-footed? Maybe it should have been 10'2". First moment in the game, Jonathan Bender goes right over him. Hey, Sean Elliott, wouldn't you have dunked over Yao to introduce him to the league?
Oh, Stu, you know what I would have done with the ball.
Pump fake, back to the corner. Here comes the 3-ball from Elliott. I know what you're going to do, too.
I'm not that
somebody that tall.
I'm not that crazy. I would have been staring into the guy's armpits.
Throw it into David and say, go ahead, David, you take him, Admiral.
7'5". You know the funny thing, Brent, whenever I walk out and people see me away from the court, they can't believe how tall I am. I'm only 6'8". I mean, Yao Ming is a beast. He's huge.
Walked into practice today and saw Juan Dixon of the Wizards, and I thought to myself, you know, when I went to Maryland practices, he looked like a pretty good-sized basketball player. Now he's one of the smallest men out there.
Exactly.
Steal by Leonard. Pass to Peterson for the layup. Give the credit to Leonard on the steal and the assist.
You were talking about Lenny Wilkins' defense, and certainly showed up tonight. Great anticipation by Vashawn Leonard.
One of the finest defensive coaches in the history of the NBA, bar none.
And a good ball player in his time.
Oh, he was just a terrific point guard in his day. And Vince Carter checks back in. There's Wilkins, his 30th year. Now, folks, think about that. 30 years as a head coach, spanning 3 decades. I mean, we're talking about somebody like George Halas. When we're looking over there as MJ sits down, the team didn't do much since Michael came in the game. They couldn't buy a hoop with him on the floor. They were 2 of 13.
You know, sometimes when Michael steps on the floor, I'm sure these guys are deferring a lot of that responsibility to Michael. They lose touch with their own game.
As you folks know, it's early in an NBA game. Here's Williams, left wide open. Defensive breakdown. You cannot give a shooter that much room, Sean.
No, Alvin Williams can shoot the ball. We talked about it. If you don't know Alvin Williams' name, you will know it by the end of this year. Or into this ball game, anyways.
Here comes Kwame on the attack, and he did everything but put the ball away that time. A little bit awkward on the shot. Made a fine move to the rack. Here comes Jerome Williams, missing a layup. Golden opportunity for a score, and the Raptors suddenly have that look, opening up a 31-16 lead.
Yeah, both players had the opportunity to finish, couldn't get it done, but Jerome Williams has an excuse. He's only about 75%.
Lou left alone for the 3, misfired into Davis's hands, and it's also 1 and out. As Michelle told us a short time ago, the Raptors have been doing the job on the glass. Here comes Vince Carter, fouled by Oakley.
And, you know, Bob Delaney's going to give the ball back, and I don't know if I agree with him. Looked like Oak just went for the ball. And Oak knows Oak's given his share of hard fouls.
Well, you know, Oakley and Carter were not sweethearts when they played together here in Toronto, but I agree with you, Sean, on that flagrant call. That did not look so flagrant.
No, that's not a malicious foul. If Oak wants to hurt you, you're going to get hurt.
Carter misses the free throw. As a matter of fact, didn't you say that Vince and Oak embraced today as the two teams cross paths and shoot around?
They had a shug.
A shug.
It's the new thing in the league. It's when you shake hands and you hug at the same time.
When I see you next week, I should shake your hand and hug you, right? I don't know, Sean. I like you, but you know, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Shake the hand and then you grab him. That's the whole deal.
I think it would look a little weird if we were hugging. Brent.
Hey, Michelle, you're getting a shug.
I'm all ready for the shug, Brent.
All right.
I'll take a shug.
Well, Michelle's over there keeping us up to date on the sidelines and the benches. And out here, it's Bashan Leonard rising up and knocking down to Jay again. And I'll tell you, it's like stealing for Toronto right now. They can't do anything wrong. Michael Bradley, second-year player from Villanova. It's a 14-0 run for the Raptors. Stackhouse on the attack. Can't get the call either. He wanted to get to the free throw line. Kwame misses on the follow-up. Carter. And Wizards can't draw the foul there either. Finally up the floor to Leonard. They let him play. Misses the three. Brown yanks it away. My kind of game.
Wow, if he hits that, this place erupts. What a sequence of events. Vince Carter with some Curly Neal type ball handling.
Now Hughes bounce pass to Kwame. And here's Brown, rises up over Bradley. And on the inside is Thomas. And finally, the Wizards get to that free throw line when you're trying to come back in the NBA. And historically, this is so true. If the other team gets a big lead, you can sometimes work your way to the free throw line. Refs are human, too, you know. Let's check in with Michelle.
Brent, I talked to Antonio Davis before the game. He said that it used to be that going into opening night, he would expect great showings from his team. But he said now that he's in his 10th season, he realizes no matter how prepared the team might be, mistakes are going to be made in the opener. His hope coming into this one was that the Raptors would only make hustle mistakes, not lazy or major mental errors. Boy, they have not looked lazy tonight, Sean, have they?
Not at all. They have a little bit of pep in their step. Some team took their ginseng today.
The ginseng, is that the secret?
Right.
Etan Thomas makes the free throw. Washington only 7 of 35 from the field here in the beginning. 34-18. 6:08 to go in the first half. Stuart Scott will get us up to date at halftime here on ESPN. Now Leonard, Stackhouse the defender, and a switch by Thomas. Kick over now. Here's Carter's three ball. Bad miss to the left into Brown's hand.
You know, Brent, both these teams still haven't settled down. Both of them are still shooting long or short, for that matter.
And just like that one. And Bradley hands it off and away from the ball now. And a holding foul is there's the call as the Raptors came up. And so Michael Jordan and the Wizards are trailing at Vince Carter and the Raptors. It's 34-18.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. The vet will see you now.
What do you care? You've got the goodness of Reese's peanut butter and milk chocolate. Get lost in a Reese's.
Tomorrow,
I'm Santa Claus.
What?
the big guy hits town. The Santa Claus 2 is great with tons of laughs. It's a guaranteed jolly good time. Tim Allen, The Santa Claus 2. Rated G starts tomorrow.
Never throw away anything you can use to express yourself, including your unused. Rollover, only from Singular.
The ESPN.com players.
Which cow will win best cow?
Hear ye, hear ye. I cannot pick a winner.
You didn't pick a cow. Gosh, Judge, how are you going to play six-pack on ESPN.com?
What do you mean?
To play, you pick the 6 pro football teams to win each weekend. If you're right, you get the chance to win great prizes.
I declare ESPN.com to be the winner.
Presented by Miller Lite. Here
today at Damon's talking to customers about why they came here for lunch.
The salads. I especially like the chicken tender salad, buffalo style.
Thanks for your comments.
And I love the atmosphere. It's fun, it's relaxing.
Thanks, ma'am.
And the prices are reasonable and the service is fast.
You mind giving me back the mic, lady? So, whatever the occasion, you'll find people prefer lunch at Damon's. See for yourself.
Oh, and did I mention? They have great food.
What do you want to do tonight?
You want to rent a movie?
Sounds good. Whose turn is it?
I got it last time. It's your turn.
Fine. This one good?
Sure.
Rent a movie from your couch. Hit movies every half hour. Another way Comcast digital cable makes life a little cooler.
You are watching ESPN's coverage of the NBA, where the Washington Wizards are taking on the Toronto Raptors. Due to time constraints, we are moving ahead to further action right after these messages.
Remix. Hey yo, part 2, AI and J Kiss presenting the 8-6 from the wrist. Could tell us a straight switch. Now I'm the problem, and he's the answer. Soon as you try to guard up, you ain't got a chance to stop it. Any given time, he could pop it. The Reebok A6 is hot, go cop it. For 2K3, I rock the A6, my new kicks. Take a few hits, it ain't nothing, I'm used to it. Trying to build a team, I'm the player you need. Hard like Willis Reed, top thief and score in the league. A zone, please. AI and J Kiss presenting the A6. It's all fundamental and basics.
The human race is facing extinction. You are the last line of defense. Defender, save our species. Exterminate theirs. Rated teen.
Jared's here, and he's eating a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
That I can't miss.
Sounds delicious.
I'm on my way. Subway's hot dinner idea. Delicious chicken teriyaki topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Wow.
Subway, eat fresh.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Hey, what's up? Stuart Scott with you here in the studios. Coming up on the 1-800-CALL-ATT halftime report, we will show you the Eastern Conference champion New Jersey Nets raising their banner and beginning play. Also, I will go one-on-one with Scottie Pippen, and we got to update you on the debut of 7'5" Yao Ming. Pacers and Rockets, Eric Strickland about 6'2", right up over the 7'5" Yao. Yao, no points, 1 board, 1 foul. He's back on the bench. Brent, back to you.
Well, Washington's on a 12-4 run here, Sean. They've knocked 8 points off that 18-point deficit, and they have managed to slow up Vince Carter finally.
Oh, just a little bit. Here's Vince. First time he touches the ball, 3 Wizards around him, a little wheeling and dealing. Then he knocks Brian Russell down, gets an easy one. No help defense there. This one, that's just too good, Britt. Then he comes off a little curl, gets all the way to the basket, showing some of that explosiveness. Vince Carter right now, or at least early on, came out huge. And now the Wizards have managed to slow him just a touch.
Antonio Davis on the free throw line for the Raptors. Knocks that one down. Looking at Kwame Brown and checking the statistics, he had a career-high 12 rebounds at San Antonio last December. He has 11 here tonight, and there he has now tied his career high. Good, Sean. I'm glad you saw that, because I was looking down at the stats.
Before halftime. He's also made some tremendous cuts toward the basket. Done a great job of reading the defense.
Great flash by Michael Jordan. Let's check in with Michelle.
Just very quickly, Doug Collins telling his team at halftime this is a close game, but we can get it to 5 or 6 points going into the half. They've been cutting into that lead. He wants it down to 5 or 6, Brent.
Yeah, Michelle, I agree with that. If they play some defense, and they're putting the Raptors on the free throw line right now. Bo Peterson will come up to the free throw line and shoot. And for Doug to get as close as he wants to, they're going to have to avoid these shooting fouls.
Well, you know, when you talk about what Doug Collins said, and you have guys like Michael out there, Oakley, you know, that's the advantage of having great leadership. teams that aren't accustomed to being down, or they can't endure a firestorm early on, they end up getting blown out. The Wizards have somehow managed to grind their way back into this ball game.
And that's life in the NBA.
Yes, it is.
You can get down by 18, but you know you're going to get a chance before it's over. This one came sooner, and now Stackhouse is fouled by Davis. And reminder that coming up next, of course, the NBA on ESPN continues as the three-time defending champion Los Angeles Lakers take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Then tomorrow on TNT, doubleheader NBA action, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The Boston Celtics face these Washington Wizards. Quick turnaround for Michael. And at 10 Eastern, it's Portland at Sacramento. And that's 3 fouls on Antonio Davis, and he will sit on the Raptors bench right now. When you think, Sean, about the Wizards playing back-to-back games, you would think, or at least I would think, that would work against Jordan.
Well, you would think that, but I tell you what, my second game on back-to-backs always felt better. It's almost like the first game loosened you up.
You ever 40 years old and playing against that?
Well, no.
So your point is that folks in Washington who are lucky enough to have those tickets should get to that arena tomorrow night and watch Michael, because he's going to feel better tomorrow night, right?
Well, he should. I'm saying he should.
A whirlpool, maybe?
Yeah, a nice steam bath would be great. A bubble bath.
Here's Brown at the free throw line. 41-32. Inside of 2 minutes left in the first half. Carter flashes against Stackhouse.
You know what I liked about that shot there? It looked like Vince Carter elevated as soon as he caught the ball and found his rhythm in the air.
Stackhouse at the other end. Kick back now to Jordan. And into the hands of Williams, and Jordan now is 3 of 7.
Not bad.
But not up to his normal standard. Would you agree? Carter, great wraparound pass. Gets away from Williams and out of bounds. You know, watching Jerome Williams on the floor, we thought for a couple of days up here in Toronto that he would be unable to play because of a tender hamstring. But this morning, Lenny told us after practice that he had worked out. It felt much better. And he's a key man, isn't he, Sean? For the Raptors?
Absolutely, because he brings so much energy off the bench. He's just a maniac. He's the man who does the dirty work. He'll sacrifice his body for the better, of the team. That's for sure.
Jordan on the inside. Soft roll is good, and Jordan quickly points back to Hughes to cover Vince. Vince was lurking back for an easy field goal, and Michael tried to come up with a steal. One of the fiercest competitors in any sport is Michael Jordan.
And here he is with a little up fake, floating in the air, hanging. And when you're that good, you always get the soft roll.
Baseline drive, and Hughes committed the personal foul. And again, the Raptors have done a good job of getting on the free throw line here late for Coach Wilkins.
And that's surprising. Coming into this game, when you have a guy like Michael and you have Jerry Stackhouse on the other team, you'd figure that the Wizards would be just killing the Raptors from the free throw line.
You know, I think everybody, I've worked with everybody. You know, Lenny Wilkins was an analyst with me back in the 70s for a few games. Did you know that? And then, of course, Doug Collins here at the other end when he broke in. So, Sean, if you get laryngitis, I don't have to go far for an analyst.
Yeah, there you go. You get Lenny, Doug.
I don't know. Maybe it means I'm just getting awful old, partner. You know
I wouldn't say that. I saw you moving out there in that cold today.
You used to watch those tape delays? You were the person who watched those?
I told you today, Brent. I used to watch that tape delay on a little black and white TV. The NBA Finals on tape delay.
Those were the days.
That's absurd.
You got that right. Man, do I agree with that. The Wizards put it into Stackhouse's hands here. We're down to the last 30 seconds of the first half. Here's Leitner. There it is, money.
Stackhouse just creating for another player on the floor. You have to love what he brings to the table.
Overall, even though we have been talking about the Wizards mounting a comeback and a lot about Michael Jordan, the truth is the Raptors have outplayed them badly this half. You have to like the way the Raptors came out here tonight and got into their game at both ends of the floor. Peterson at the buzzer. If that had gone in, we'd have had a little instant replay check, folks, with the new rule. They'd have been over there checking the monitor, but it rolls out, and it was not to be. So the Toronto Raptors will take a lead on into the locker room, and Vince Carter's with Michelle, so let's go to her.
All right, Brent, thanks a lot. Explosive on offense. How have you been able to exploit Washington's defense this first half?
Just attack. I mean, they're a great team, great players, but you never know unless you attack it. So that's our goal right now, just attack and make them foul us, just like they're going to try to do against us.
And you haven't given up much to them. How have you stopped them defensively?
We're just focused. It's just mental toughness right now. I mean, I said earlier we got to set the tone all offensively and defensively, and we've done that.
All right, Vince, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Brent, back to you.
All right, Michelle, great job in the first half. The Wizards start 7 of 35, finish 8 of 10, 44-36 Toronto.
Time Splitters 2 is awesome. A brilliant game. OXM hails 9 out of 10. 5 out of 5 declares official PlayStation Magazine. Experience a perfect 10. Time Splitters 2, the most acclaimed game of the year. Available now. Rated T for teen.
The ex-cons welfare moms work at that plan, man.
Every moment
You don't have to be embarrassed about where you live.
is a chance.
How you feeling? Something's gonna happen. It needs to happen now.
To turn it around.
I messed up. My boy, he's a genius. I call your name.
Just make a name for yourself. Rated R. Theaters Friday, November 8th.
You are watching ESPN's coverage of the NBA, where the Washington Wizards are taking on the Toronto Raptors. Halftime, Toronto leads it 44-36. Vince Carter with 13 points leading the way for the Raptors. And for the Wizards, Michael Jordan played 11 minutes off the bench, 4 of 8 from the field, a total of 8 points. And due to time constraints, we're moving ahead to further action.
Call, be sure to dial in the center with 1-800-CALL-ATT. Let's show them, gang! 1-800-CALL-ATT. Free for you and cheap for them. Watch this.
Ladder! Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Life can only what you make.
Come on, man. 5 more miles. I got you.
What do you care? You've got the goodness of Reese's peanut butter and milk chocolate. Get lost in a Reese's.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
The skyline of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and what a gorgeous city this is. The NBA opener tonight between the Raptors against Michael Jordan and the Washington Wizards. Michael off the bench played 11 minutes and went 4 of 8. Vince Carter with 13 points. He was 5 of 9, 5 of 6 from two-point range, and he missed all 3 of his 3 balls. There, Sean Elliott, are the first half stats. What jumps off that page at you, young man?
We talked about the backcourt of the Raptors. Alvin Williams, Vince Carter, 20 points combined. But you look at this, field goal percentage, 46%, three-point field goals percentage. Leave those threes alone. Continue to attack the basket.
John, you must have played in, what, about a dozen of these openers. What was the most memorable? Your first time ever in the NBA? Your last opener? What?
It had to be the first time. The first time I stepped out on the court as a professional basketball player. In a real game, I was walking out to half court, and waiting for me was Magic, Byron Scott, James Worthy, guys like that. I mean, that doesn't happen every day.
When did the butterflies settle down? When did you say, okay, this is a basketball game?
They didn't. I slept that night with butterflies.
Oh, yeah. Man, that must be something. You walk out there, and there's Magic waiting for you. Say, come on out here.
Well, you talked about some high-flying North Carolina Tar Heels. I tell you one guy that was very underrated, James Worthy. He was one of the toughest covers I've ever seen. And then you pile Magic on top of that, the way he passed the ball, you couldn't make a mistake against those guys.
Let's check in with Michelle.
All right, Brent, I spoke with Doug Collins coming out of the locker room at halftime. He said the shooting woes of his team were kind of a normal reaction to those first game jitters. He said we were tight, and that's going to be a normal thing in our first game. But he said we aren't getting to the free throw line enough. We only got there 5 times. I like to see our team getting there about 30 times a game. And he said we're on our heels defensively. We need to attack defensively and create our own opportunities. We're simply reacting, not attacking.
Very interesting. And Sean telling you he had butterflies. And now on opening night, here's the entire team battling the butterflies, trying to settle down. The Wizards' first offensive set of the second half. Kwame Brown, we can't say enough about the dozen rebounds he turned in for Washington.
And he's the leading scorer for the Wizards team right now.
Kick back outside to Russell. He'd like to get into a shooting rhythm. Kwame firing at the buzzer. He had to force that one up just a little bit short on the iron. So a miss apiece now as we start the second half.
Second half starts as much the same way as the first half.
Lonnie McCoy going to put it down on Kwame and try to take him to school, and Kwame takes him to school instead with a reject, and Antonio Davis can't put it back, and Brown with his 13th rebound.
Kwame Brown's just forcing that lane a little bit.
And one. Nice drive by Hughes. The crowd hasn't even settled back in yet as we start the second half, and here's Hughes coming up to that free throw line after this drive.
Well, we talked about Larry Stackhouse in the open floor, but watch Larry Hughes. He splits 2 Raptors defenders and finishes. And this guy here, you know, my only problem, and I can't even say it's a problem with Larry Hughes, is he's so talented, but he's a 2-guard. And so many coaches try to cram a 2-guard into that point guard position, and that experiment never works. I've never seen it work. But right now, Doug Collins is trying to manage that, and Larry Hughes looks good.
So the Wizards edge back to within 5. Remember, they once trailed by 18 in this game. Incidentally, that was the second personal foul on Vince Carter a moment ago as he takes it off with the great old pros there. Oaken, Jordan watching just beyond the end line, talking about what they're seeing out there on the floor. Williams passed up the open shot because he saw Peterson, and he misses the 3-ball. Give it back now, and Williams will still go to the corner. And not this time. It's a 2. It was just over the line.
Mo Peterson has a good-looking stroke.
Now Brown on the attack. On the runner, offensive foul called against Kwame. A little bit out of control. He was into the zone, and he picks up number 3, and that's a big foul.
Yes, it is a big foul because he's contributing all the points and all the boards right now.
Raptors come to the attack. Over on the right wing is Carter. Russell looking for a screen. Carter gives it up. Carter pops back out. Bad miss that time.
Great defense by Russell. He didn't die behind that screen. He continued to fight over the top.
You know, there was that great sequence of Michael Jordan closing out his career with Chicago when he burned Russell. But there's a reason why Russell was on it. Russell's a good defensive player. I mean, nobody could handle Michael in his prime. And on the steal, Hughes reaches back on Peterson. Loose ball foul is going to be the call.
Well, we're talking about Brian Russell. You know, you're understating that just a little bit. Brian Russell is a superb defender, and he's not going to back down from anybody. This is a guy who's fearless. He doesn't care if he's going to guard Jordan. Years ago or tonight, he's taken the responsibility of guarding Vince Carter, and he relishes those opportunities. But Michael, you're right. I mean, in his prime, it took 2 or 3 guys to manage him, not stop him, manage him.
Well, that came in Game 6 of the '98 NBA Finals. No one will ever forget it. There was that classic photo in ESPN, the magazine. Alvin Williams rims in and out. That photographer caught it from the other end of the floor, shot in behind Michael, and the looks on the faces of the Utah Jazz fans are something to behold. That's one of the most famous photos ever taken in an NBA game. And here comes Russell missing the three into McCoy's hands, off now to Williams.
Now how funny it is that now Russell's a member of Michael's Breakfast Club.
Yes, indeed. That's the workout group. Hughes up the floor now. The open man is Russell. He's fouled. He'll shoot a pair of free throws.
Russell had to alter his shot because he sees Vince Carter, knowing that Vince Carter has a ridiculous vertical jump. Made him change his shot.
3 fouls on Vince Carter now, and Wilkins thinking about it over there at the 9:05 mark here of the third quarter. Up by 7. Russell a little bit short on the shot. He just has not had his shooting touch here tonight. We're at the ACC, as they call it up here in Toronto. It's opening night around the NBA with Michelle Tafoya and Sean Elliott. I'm Brent Musburger. Thanks for being with us here tonight as the NBA returns to ESPN. Los Angeles and Portland will be coming up right after we finish here. Stackhouse from behind the Leitner screen. You know, Jerry Stackhouse has not yet visited the free throw line. That's how good the defense has been against him tonight, as Lenny stressing to his team, stay in front of him, don't reach in on Stackhouse. That's how he gets a lot of his fouls.
And they're coming at the right time with their double teams. They're getting great position.
Leitner slashes in on Carter and fouls him.
That is his second personal foul of the game.
Well, like you said, Stack hasn't gotten himself to the free throw line, but he's going to continue to try to score. Vince Carter here falling asleep on defense. Now, if you want to be as good as Michael Jordan, a young Michael wouldn't have allowed an easy basket like that.
No, absolutely.
He would have fought through the screens. He would have been relentless.
Yeah, he'd never stopped. And a great team defender in those days was Scottie Pippen. We were talking about Pippen today, and you will see him later with the Portland Trail Blazers. He's never been quite the offensive star that he was with the Bulls when he played alongside Michael. But as a ball defender, there was nobody any better than Scottie Pippen in those days. He was unbelievable in the passing lanes, and he could. Michael started. Carter on a drive. Good follow down. Can't put it away. Brown can't seal it up underneath. Tap back. No. Still battling for the loose ball, and it goes out of bounds. You know, Kwame Brown will get stronger as the years pass, Sean. And in that situation, no one will take it away from him in a couple of years.
Yeah, and you know what? He may grow another inch or so.
Firing back is Peterson again.
Yeah, Mo Peterson has he really has the talent to become an all-star in the East one day.
He's hit a couple of 3 balls, and Brown flashes inside to Stackhouse. Good recognition of a teammate that time by number 5.
Yeah, Kwame Brown's impressing me. Great court vision that time, but good ball movement, good body movement by Stackhouse. He continued to move after that play. Looked like it was dead.
And Leitner coming up over the top. Another personal against Christian Leitner. And that's 3 on him.
Here's Stackhouse driving the lane. Lucky not to pick up an offensive foul, but he continues to move without the ball. And you see Mo Peterson right there almost on the outside of the lane. Stackhouse stayed in that play, and he's rewarded.
Carter can't get free, so they're back in the hands of Peterson and traveled. A point of emphasis, I guess, this year is on moving that pivot foot too early, not necessarily in that particular instance. I think it was called once when I was watching last night of the Orlando game.
Yeah, well, who knows? I mean, I remember the year that carrying was going to be emphasized.
A week into the season, and then so long emphasis, eh?
Yeah, we have more crossovers than you can shake a stick at right now.
Now Hughes tries to school Alvin. Can't get the bounce, and it's into Davis's hands. Vince Carter is only 1 for his last 6. So the Wizards have tightened up on him considerably. And now he's 2 of 7. On cue, he moves it back outside.
And for those people who said that Vince Carter can't shoot the ball, and he's got Beautiful rotation on his jumper. Nice soft touch.
51-43. Raptors lead the Wizards. 6:39 to go in the third quarter. Stackhouse still looking for that foul and can't get to the free throw line.
He tried to force the issue that time, but he should.
And Peterson, as a result, is open at the other end, and he misfires.
Shot was too wide open for him, Brent. Sometimes you need a man running at you.
Well, Doug Collins is going to talk about it over here, Sean. He still can't quite close in on the Raptors.
Yeah, well, he needs to settle his team down still just a little bit. Stackhouse trying to force the issue last time down the floor, and he's upset about it.
I think he's going to draw a technical foul because, yeah, there's been a T called against Jerry Stackhouse. Well, you never know where folks are watching the NBA on ESPN. Times Square, and we've got a timeout.
Yo, can I use your phone?
I'm cool, but that's cold.
That's my son.
Don't disrespect the man's house. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. Give me that. What are you doing? Yo, did you find it? You can save on every call. Just dial right down the center. 1-800-CALLATT.
It's free for you and cheap for them. You're out of mayo.
What kind of place is this? You okay in there, man?
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Jared's here, and he's eating a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
That I can't miss. Sounds delicious.
I'm on my way. Subway's hot dinner idea. Delicious chicken teriyaki topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Wow.
Subway, eat fresh.
Consider this. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposits in your engine. And a clean engine performs better. Is it any wonder, then, why so many drivers choose Shell?
Come on, Skunky Skunky.
He was in my garage drinking paint.
Get in here. I'm sorry. This is not going to happen again. Come on. You can do this.
Hello? We asked this volunteer to tell us what was more frustrating, getting rejected on dial-up or getting rejected by professional basketball players.
Dial-up. Definitely more frustrating.
Comcast high-speed internet, the sure way onto the net. Now at a dial-up price, just $19.99 per month for 6 months.
Come on, guys!
You know when you're having a baby and everyone says it'll change your life, and you say, I know.
You don't know.
Life is full of surprises.
Hey, check this out. She's not supposed to roll over till next month, and she just rolled over.
You learn as you go.
We actually watched a movie last Friday. I'm gonna buy this.
Honey, she's 3 months old.
Yeah, but this is the bomb.
Everything we do is about connecting you to the stuff you love most. Comcast.
You are watching ESPN's coverage of the NBA, where the Washington Wizards are taking on the Toronto Raptors. Due to time constraints, we are moving ahead to further action. Doug Collins told me today that he was very concerned about the exhibition season and the wear and tear on a team that hasn't played together very much. And they've got another game back home. I believe it's against Boston tomorrow night. Peterson's 3-ball off the mark and into the hands of Oakley. You just feel that if the Wizards are to get back in this, Stackhouse has to lead the way scoring and also finally getting on that free throw line. Here's Stackhouse, 3, no, short. Into Thomas's hands, back now to Stackhouse. He thought about it, but the defender Leonard was there.
You know, the Wizards still haven't shown their true selves here tonight. They still seem like they're a little uptight.
Jordan against a double team, hits iron. Oakley up on Leonard, and he fouled it. So we're going to take a break. 2:37 left in quarter number 3 in Toronto 54, Washington 43.
The pick is set.
Shoot it!
Foul on the play.
Oh, that is not a foul. What are you looking at, ref?
Pulls the trigger.
Boom, right back at you in your face. Count it. it, baby. Shoots. Shoot the three. You did not make that call. Come on, cut me some slack.
NBA Shootout 2003, rated E for everyone.
Want to try one of those smile pictures we talked about?
Okay. One of the year's best films.
Smile.
Critics are giving autofocus their highest rating. Fascinating, hilarious, and chilling.
How many women are there?
Strangely wonderful and weirdly touching.
One of my clients is having a party. Could be fun.
Potent and provocative. Kinnear is dynamite.
We'll tell them sex is normal.
A brilliant film. 2 thumbs way up. Greg Kinnear, Willem Dafoe, Rita Wilson. Autofocus. Rated R.
More film!
Now playing select cities. Starts Friday everywhere.
Are you a real fan? Want to be courtside?
Kid with a pass. Come on, guys.
Need a photo? Who's your favorite player? Searching for some numbers? Want to see the replay? Is that the game ball? Need some stuff? To experience the NBA live and to get the best seats of the hottest games, log on to NBA.com or America Online keyword NBA.com. What are you doing? Experience the NBA online. NBA.com.
Thanks to the latest breakthroughs in hair loss technology, it's impossible to tell who is a hair club client.
I am.
And who's not. Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for this free hair loss booklet and arrange to speak to a hair loss expert today. With some of the latest breakthroughs in hair loss technology, you really can't tell you've ever had a hair loss problem. And that's the point. So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB right now, and you'll be happy to say, I am. Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
Stuart Scott back in the studio. Pacers Rockets, Ron Artest, former Chicago Bull. Jordan always liked his work ethic. The leaner there, Artest, 15 points on the night. Stevie Francis, 25 points on offense, but a little bit of heads up, Stevie gets pocket picked by Artest. Pacers, though, lead the Rockets by 7. Britt?
All right, Stuart, and a lot of folks are saying the Pacers could go a long, long ways in the Eastern Conference. The East, of course, wide, wide open. We check in now with Michelle Tafoya.
All right, Brent. Well, in response to some criticism that Vince Carter was too worried about his own statistics last season and not enough about the overall success of the team, he said this season is going to be all about the team. But I talked to Antonio Davis tonight, and he said, you know, I don't want Vince Carter to entirely change his game. Vince dictates the offense by being aggressive. He shouldn't have to be thinking, gee, I've got to score, but I've also got to pass. Davis wants Carter to continue being aggressive, but when he draws a double team, to make it easy for someone else to score. And he's had his share of assists tonight, Brent.
Yes, he has, Michelle. He's had 3 assists to go along with his 16 points, and he's the leading scorer for Coach Wilkins. Missed free throw. Thomas yanks it down. When we think about Michael Jordan, who's on the floor, and what time does to an athlete, all 10 of his shots tonight have been jump shots. Now, in the old days when he was cold from the outside, a couple of dribbles, a little bit of a fake, and bang, he'd go right to the rim. But the game has changed a little bit for him. Thomas misses on the shot. It's into Davis's hands, and the Raptors are coming back down. I cannot say enough about Lenny Wilkins' defense here tonight.
He's done a great job of managing.
He goes diving into the second row. And Toronto fans appreciate that. They'd like to see some of their Maple Leafs diving after a loose puck here the way they've started.
And that man gets a face full of sweat. That's what you get when you pay those high price for those front row seats.
Antonio Davis steps out. Nothing to indicate that the Wizards are going to rush back in this one. We have not seen Washington come up with a rhythmic 5, for lack of a better description. Lou is fouled. He'll come to the free throw line. Toronto right now on an 8-0 run. But you know, Sean, as you sit over here, I'm sure as a player you used to see it, it gets kind of herky-jerky out there with the team. And the key is that these other guys are playing defense pretty well against them. You just cannot get to a flow here.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you can't put your finger on it, but you're exactly right. Lenny Wilkins Ball Club is playing great defense, and Doug Collins has been unable to find a combination that's worked or been in some kind of flow tonight. And that's just early in the season. And Doug is he's gonna have nights like that where he's trying to find different combinations that work on the floor and teams that get in some kind of rhythm and flow well together. And I'm looking at this Wizards team, and they're going to be good. They're going to be very good. You give these guys a month or two, they're going to be, one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the East.
What's interesting when you talk about Toronto and jump shot not there to Thomas's hands. There's been a lot of talk up in this city that Sports Illustrated rated them number 11 in the Eastern Conference, and that would be out of the playoffs. And folks around here, and especially around the team, they think they're better than that. They think they are a playoff team again. Thomas is short on the shot, but I don't think there's any question from an outsider's view of the NBA that Toronto has to be considered a bubble team. Nothing else because of injuries, Olajuwon's problem, and that counts against the salary cap as they go battling for the loose ball. But in watching the Wizards here tonight, Sean, and you think they're going to play a lot better, I come away from this one feeling that they, too, are a bubble team. And I've seen them rated all the way from 3rd to out of the money in the Eastern Conference. But this has not been an efficient performance by Washington here tonight.
No, it hasn't. And you look at the lineups that Doug Collins has experimented with, and we talked about Michael Jordan being the 6th man. Maybe he's going to be inserted into the lineup as a starter to kind of help the chemistry. But, I still have confidence in this Washington Wizards team. I think any team that has Michael Jordan on it at any age has a chance to win.
59-45. Coming down to the end of the 3rd quarter. And it has not been a good one offensively for the Washington Wizards. Hughes can't get that one to fall. Bodies go flying again back into the hands of Lou, and Hughes slow to get up for Washington. And a timeout is going to be called, a 22nd timeout. Hughes is bent over now, and I am sure that Steve Stricker, the trainer, will tend to him as he comes over to the sideline. A reminder, of course, coming up next now, the NBA on ESPN continues. 3-time defending champion Los Angeles takes on the Portland Trailblazers. Then tomorrow on TNT, doubleheader NBA action, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The Boston Celtics face these Washington Wizards at home. And at 10 Eastern, it is Portland at Sacramento. Sean, we've got a moment. The Los Angeles Lakers without Shaquille O'Neal, a loser to San Antonio. How tough will it be against Portland here tonight for him?
Well, you just never know. Portland's so schizophrenic. They can go back and forth. You never know which Portland team is going to show up. Now, if they come into tonight's ball game and they try to dominate on the inside with Wallace, you don't have a guy like Shaquille O'Neal back there. Now the Lakers are mismatched in the middle. When you talk about Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace is a dominating inside player, and the Lakers don't have an answer for him. But also, Portland doesn't have an answer for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, it'll be up to Kobe to set the table and lead the Lakers now in the absence of Shaqzilla. And I think when you think about the playoffs, you really have to still say the Lakers are the team to beat, even if they don't wind up with the best record, simply because you've got to figure that by then O'Neal will be healthy. And so far, I haven't seen anybody that can hold up to him in a 7-game series. He has been in a league of his own lately.
No, and I thought the year to beat the Lakers was last year. Shaq was out of shape and he was hurt. Talking about Portland's team, they're so stacked. It's hard to comprehend. They have Bonzi Wells there, Stoudemire. Bonzi Wells, for the people out east that haven't heard of Bonzi Wells, he's a tremendous wing player. He's one of the strongest 2 guards the league has.
At the buzzer, we still cannot get an instant replay check by these officials. I was so hoping for a buzzer beater. Well, maybe we'll get it in the 4th at the end of this game. Toronto 59, Washington 45. The money quarter still to come, folks.
Hey yo, part 2, AI and J Kiss presenting the A6 from the wrist. Could tell it's a straight switch. Now I'm the problem, and he's the answer. Soon as you try to guard up, you ain't got a chance to stop it. Any given time, he could pop it. The Reebok A6 is hot, go cop it.
For 2K3, I rock the A6 on my new kicks. Take a few hits, it ain't nothing, I'm used to it. Trying to build a team, I'm the player you need. Hard like Willis Reed, top thief and score in the league.
There's no way to disguise your dream. Besides family, the only thing on his mind now is a ring. He got love for the game. His start was huge, and you seen him play hurt cause his heart is huge. 6 feet, 165, call ISO. Anytime he wanted, split your 5. Play to win, he don't play for stats. Brought the hood to the game, and they love him for the braids and tats. Yeah, track masters, AI and J Kiss. Make sure you go out and get a pair of the A6.
Part 2, AI and J Kiss presenting the A6. It's all fundamental and basics. Part 2, AI and J Kiss presenting the A6. It's all fundamental and basics.
Open up with Samsung Color phones. The new Samsung Color phones with internet access. True vivid colors to express the real you.
Unforgettable thrillers that became instant classics. Tigers triumph at St. Andrews. Capriati's comeback down under. Duke's OT win over Kentucky. Unbelievable! See the games everyone talks about as instant classics, only on ESPN Classic.
Stuart Scott back in the studio. Magic Heat. Tracy McGrady had 31 last night. Kid is straight putting it down. 7 of 10 from the floor. 20 points in the first half for the Magic. Right now, Magic lead the Heat at recess. And Kevin Garnett, in his 8th year, already a milestone. KG, Teen Wolf, 10,000 career point on this turnaround, Jay. T-Wolves lead the Nuggets 39-28. Rick?
All right. Stuart, thank you. And 9 points for the Wizards in that quarter, and they were 3 of 18 from the field.
Just stone cold. Michael Jordan barking out some instructions for his teammates, getting it done as soon as he gets in the ball game on the defensive end. Nice stop and pop, showing you his mid-range game. Again, a little up and under. Fakes out Mo Peterson. I can go on and on about this guy. I was such a huge Michael Jordan fan, and with good reason. This guy played defense as hard or harder than anybody on his team. Obviously, he made everybody else around him better. And you can't say enough about this guy.
Let's check in with Michelle.
Brent, in that last timeout, boy, Doug Collins really lectured his team. He said, this is the first game, okay? But we're not executing. We're not sharing. We're not screening. We act like we've never seen a basketball game before. He encouraged Tyronn Lue to be a leader. He said, if we're not going to help each other out, we can't beat anyone this season. We're on our heels in every phase of the game. You need to be aggressive, to rebound, to attack. And he finally said, I'm tired of looking up at the shot clock, winding down to 4 seconds, and someone then launches a shot. And it's no coincidence that he put Michael Jordan in to start the 4th quarter, Brent.
All right, Michelle. And on that note, a strong move to the basket. And Jeffries, the rookie from Indiana, is on the free throw line. So if the Wizards are going to dig back in, they need to get to the free throw line. Stackhouse, Brown, Jeffries, Lue, and Jordan. That's your Washington lineup. Now for the Raptors, McCoy, Davis, Leonard, Peterson handling the ball, coming across the line, and Jordan on him. Michael will see if he's okay. And Lindsey Hunter out here for Coach Wilkins.
You can probably make a strong case for both teams playing stellar defense. I looked down and I had to realize, hey, this is the 4th quarter. When you look at that score, it's a halftime score.
Lue picks up on Hunter. Boy steps out to screen a roll, and then he moves back to try and pick off Stackhouse and couldn't get there. So he'll post up now on Jeffries. Take him and misses the shot, and here comes Stackhouse. You would expect Stackhouse to start attacking the basket.
Kwame Brown with a great rejection.
Lue pulls it back out. Deshaun Leonard right now is trying to get to Stackhouse. Hunter switches out on him, and so that means Jordan on a post-up will turn it around, and he is still scoreless here in the second half. into Peterson's hands. Hunter puts it down. Kick now to the open man, Leonard. Good looking play. That's basketball right there.
Just great fast break offense by Lindsey Hunter. He forces the issue, draws the defense, and dishes to a wide open Deshaun Leonard.
Stackhouse back to Jeffries, who will attack and has it knocked away by Davis.
That's just strength right there. He's a young player right now, needs to learn how to finish in the lane.
Back to Hunter. Leonard recognizes inside to McCoy for the slam. Well, a record crowd here tonight, Sean, at the ACC, 20,165. That's a record for a regular season game. And the Raptors organization has to be extremely pleased with the way Wilkins and the Raptors have performed so far tonight against Washington. This will bring some fans back.
Well, that especially help if they can put some more points on the board.
Jeffries on the inside. And as he came up, Davis, I believe, is going to be whistled for the foul.
And you see Jeffries, he looks like he's still a little bit nervous there. And I've been in that situation where your heart's beating, your mouth is dry. First real NBA game. And here's that play, just a major breakdown by the Washington Wizards. There's no one in the lane. Everybody going to one offensive player, and McCoy finds himself wide open.
Lou runs down the missed free throw. Jordan's left alone and can't make it. It's been that kind of a night for Washington. Michael Jordan can't hit open shots. Lou's three ball.
They still haven't found their rhythm, though, Brent. I mean, it's the fourth quarter here, and I don't think they're going to find it at all. They just have to find a way to win.
It's an uphill battle against this Raptors defense right now. The Wizards offense has been out of sync here tonight.
And you talk about the Raptors defense, and they're doing it all with little men. It's not like they're blocking shots and dominating in the lane. They're just playing great help defense, great contained defense. They're making the Wizards shoot jumpers. The Wizards are a team that should get to the free throw line more when you consider that they have Stackhouse and Jordan on the floor at the same time.
The Boston Celtics must be licking their chops at the thought of playing a Wizard team like this, but knowing the NBA, it'll be an entirely different team on the floor for their home opener. Jordan missing again. Jeffries can't tap it in, and Leonard comes out. It's starting to get a little embarrassing. Offensive foul against Leonard.
Yeah, well, that's where you have to realize that you're not a point guard. You give it up to the best ball handler.
The lead is 13. There's still time, but Washington must find some scorers. Timeout.
This is college football, where every week it's elimination time.
The first team that blinks loses.
Can undefeated Georgia stay perfect in their quest for a national title?
They're going to have to fight their tails off.
This week, the ESPN College Game Day Roadshow is live from the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville, Florida.
This one will be extra spicy.
As the Gators look to play spoiler against the number 5 Bulldogs. College Game Day at 10:30. Florida, Georgia at 7:45. Saturday on ESPN.
Chili's baby back ribs. To go.
I think it's going to be about a yard short. Bring it up 4th and 1.
Get in, get out, get on with your life.
Making a call? Don't get burned by a high rate. Get Minute Pass.
With Minute Pass, I know I get cheap rates because I buy my minutes up front.
Just pick the size that's right for you with rates as low as 6 cents a minute.
Home or away, Minute Pass has you covered.
And my minutes never expire.
When I need more minutes, I just recharge my Minute Pass and get bonus minutes every time.
Buy one today. Call, click, or visit your local Rite Aid.
Minute Pass, your pass to a great low rate.
You are watching ESPN's coverage of the NBA, where the Washington Wizards are taking on the Toronto Raptors. Due to time constraints, we are moving ahead to further action right after these messages.
Just tasted new Sam Adams Light, the first great tasting light beer. Shockingly great taste.
Rated E for everyone.
This is what it feels like when I start draining threes.
This is what you'll see when you bring it in my lane.
This is what it feels like to be dunked on.
This is what it feels like to play in the NBA.
NBA 2K3. Sega!
Thanks for the ride, Beamer. Anytime, Scott. See you.
Take a ride in a Ford, your suburban Ford dealer ride. Take a ride in a Ford.
Get 0% financing for up to 36 months or up to $1,500 cash back on 2003 Rangers, Explorers, and F-150 pickups. And now, if your Ford SUV lease expires between January 1st and May 31st, 2003, Ford will waive up to 7 remaining monthly payments when you buy or lease a new Ford by January 2nd, 2003.
Take a ride in a Ford.
At Briarwood Ford Saline. Open Saturdays.
Thomas has soccer practice, and I'm coaching. Sarah has violin on. I'm chairing that committee later on this afternoon. Good morning, sweetheart. Thank you, dear. And I am test driving a new Lexus today.
Where?
Lexus of Ann Arbor.
Honey, I know they made the best offer, but are you sure with your schedule today you can drive all the way to Ann Arbor to test drive a car? Hi, I'm with Lexus of Ann Arbor. I'm here for a test drive. Oh.
The RX 300, now only $499 per month with no money out of pocket. Let Lexus of Ann Arbor bring one to your home or office.
Welcome back to the studio. Stuart Scott with you. Bulls and Celtics. Celtics had as much as a 13-point lead, but here comes Chicago. Corey Blunt inside to Daniel Marshall. Marshall playing a lot because Tyson Chandler was booted from the game with 2 techs. Game is tied. Let's go back to Michelle in Toronto.
All right, Stu, thanks very much. Talking to Michael Jordan earlier today, he pointed out that the Wizards roster is really made up of 3 generations. The first one being playoff veterans like himself and Charles Oakley and Brian Russell. The second generation is made up of established players like Christian Laettner, Larry Hughes, and Jerry Stackhouse. And the players he calls the kids, a significant portion of this team, Kwame Brown, Brendan Haywood, Juan Dixon, Jared Jeffries, Tyronn Lue, and Eton Thomas. And Jordan is hoping there is a trickle-down effect, Brent, from the veterans and the established players all the way down to these young players that make up the bulk of this roster.
All right, Michelle, and one kid, Kwame Brown, is playing like a man here tonight.
Yes, he is. He's playing like he belongs in that top group. Jerry Stackhouse, that last play, I thought he got fouled.
So did Stackhouse, but he's already picked up 1 technical as Antonio Davis finishes underneath. The lead is 11 again.
That was a great pass in the lane that time.
He was trying to penetrate against the D. Pulls it up and knocks it down.
This Wizards team just won't go away. You know, they've played great defense, by the way.
They could use a couple of stops here down the stretch.
They could use another big block. Something to just reignite them.
Kwame switches, so they go over to the weak side. And now into the corner, and the 3-ball for Sean Leonard. Huge moment against Jordan's Wizards. It's 70-58.
Boy, that hurts.
Snap inside, knocked away by Antonio Davis.
And that time, Stackhouse trying to get Jeffries to roll to the basket. They forced Stackhouse toward the baseline on that pick and roll. Jeffries stood out near the 3-point line.
Snap inside to Jerome Williams. There's the block underneath Kwame Brown, and Jump ball, is that what Delaney called?
Kwame Brown, a force inside. Here's that pass. Great screen, no help. Nice back screen, allowing Antonio Davis to get a free look. And here's Rashawn Leonard. We talked about how effective he is from the outside. He's a clutch three-point shooter. You can't give him an inch of daylight.
Tap won by the Raptors. Michael Jordan checked in. He'll finish this one out. The last 4:50. Alvin Williams with a miss into Stackhouse's hands. Michael Jordan is scoreless in the second half. You know, he once had 10 or more points in 866 games in a row. That was broken last year. Hughes on a drive. Not there, and over the top. Raptors basketball. And Michael Jordan sitting on 8 points here tonight. And the Raptors, as Mo Pete goes by with a big wink over here for Sean Elliott, they must be feeling pretty good about themselves, right?
Yes, they are. And the poor Wizards, they can't catch a break. Larry Hughes with a great move, slashing to the basket, just can't finish it off.
Williams sealed up on the baseline. Jordan is right there. Turnaround misses, but Vince Carter with a offensive rebound and a second chance, pulls it outside and misfires on it. They could have taken some seconds off on that if Vince had been a little more patient on that particular play. And a reminder to log on to NBA.com this week and play Triple Double, the new daily fantasy game. That's on NBA.com. Triple Double, eh?
Well, like you said, Vince needs to pull that ball back out, restart the offense. When you're under 5 minutes left in the game, you come down with an offensive rebound. Every possession counts. You can't just go out and jack up a shot.
Carter with 18 points here tonight. Jordan is still scoreless in the second half. Toronto up a dozen. 4:06 to go. Still scoreless in the second half. And Michael just can't buy a basket.
Sometimes when you see people struggling from the free throw line, particularly late in the game, it means that their legs aren't quite there yet.
Now the Raptors stay outside on the perimeter with 10 on the shot. The Wizards get the turnover, and here comes Michael. He'll roll, and it won't go down. Oh, my. On the other end, that's an offensive foul on Peterson. It'll go back to the Wizards.
You know, Michael comes out here, he tries to dunk the ball because he sees Alvin Williams bearing down on him. The better play, the prudent play here is to lay the ball up. Michael taking off a little too early. He thinks he's 25 again.
Missing 6 shots in a row. And it's up to Stackhouse. 3-ball way short. Out of bounds, Toronto basketball. Still up a dozen, 3:24 to go. Washington sitting on a 58 here tonight. 58 points with 3:20 to go.
It's just not their night tonight. And that's sugarcoated.
I really felt that Lenny Wilkins was confident about the matchups in this game. He said, I think we're set as far as the matchups are concerned.
He has a good team. He should be confident.
To the hands now of Hughes. Hughes on the drive and one. So Larry Hughes steps up to the free throw line. 2:53 to go. 10 points. Certainly not impossible in the NBA, but the Wizards still have to pick it up.
It's not impossible at all, especially when you have guys that are so talented like Larry Hughes and can put points on the board in a hurry.
I remember I was craving a cheese sandwich, only I didn't have cheese or a car. So I built my own ride. At the same time, an unsuspecting Mr. Yang Lem Chu was getting in his car. We rode 400 miles until fate intervened in Cheddar, New Mexico, at a house of cheese. And I can't help but think, was this coincidence or part of something bigger?
Consider this. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposits in your engine. And a clean engine performs better. Is it any wonder, then, why so many drivers choose Shell?
What do you care? You've got the goodness of Reese's peanut butter and milk chocolate. Get lost in a Reese's.
Every night, in every arena, you can be electrified. See the greatest athletes putting it all on the line. This is the NBA. Experience the action and love it live. Buy your NBA tickets before November 24th and be entered for a chance to shoot for $1 million. Get your tickets now. Call 1-800-4NBA-TIX or log on to NBA.com.
Thanks to the latest breakthroughs in hair loss technology, it's impossible to tell who is a hair club client. I am. And who's not. Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for this free hair loss booklet and arrange to speak to a hair loss expert today. With some of the latest breakthroughs in hair loss technology, you really can't tell you've ever had a hair loss problem. And that's the point. So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB right now, and you'll be happy to say, I am. Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
Best game of the night, Bulls and Celtics. Celtics have as much as a 13-point lead. Jalen Rose, one of his 12 assists so far, to Steve Kerr. No, that's John Paxson. I'm sorry, it's Trenton Hassel, the best defender on the team. Bulls go up for the first time, Britt.
Let's do it. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers coming up next against the Trailblazers right after we finish up here. And Stuart, the Wizards are shooting only 29% against the Raptors.
Well, outstanding defense by Lenny Wilkins, ball flow. Great anticipation by Lindsey Hunter. Jeff Jeffries gets a little loose with the ball and has to take it away. And there's Rashawn Leonard again with great anticipation. Then you have Mo Peterson playing basic defense, defense 101. That's keeping your hands up, keeping them active.
Oh, we've got Elliot Cal pouring through the record books, and I believe he has just told me that 66 is a franchise low for the Wizards, and that came at Chicago. They were beaten 77-66. They're on a 61 now with 2:53. You would think that they would score more than 66,
I'm sure
but
they
who
will.
knows?
They'll get some cheapies down the stretch.
Now the Raptors taking a few seconds off here, being patient, bringing the shot clock down inside of 10 seconds as they sit on this lead. 2.5 minutes. Back now to Peterson on the drive, and Michael Jordan reaches in on him and fouls Mo Pete.
Yeah, Mo Pete with a great penetration, taking it at Michael Jordan. And Mo Peterson feels like, you know, it's time for him to break out. This guy has the potential to be an all-star in this league.
He has been letting the game come to him.
Yes, he has. That's exactly right. He hasn't forced the game, hasn't taken too many bad shots. He missed a shot early in the game where I thought he really rushed a shot. Then he came back, he settled down on his next jumper, and he's gone from there.
Michael Bradley on the floor for the Raptors against Jeffries of the Wizards. And here is Jeffries. This is a 2, and it was a nice-looking shot.
A long 2. There's a nice-looking shot for a guy who's 6'10".
Lead is 9, and a bad pass that time as Bradley was coming down the baseline. And that's the kind of thing that Lenny Wilkins' team, the kind of mistakes they cannot make in this situation when they're up 72-63 right now. So the Wizards will try to burn them on it, Sean.
Well, he thought he was throwing that pass to Vince Carter.
Or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm not sure which one. Stackhouse on the drive now. There's the foul. Missed the field goal. But Stackhouse back on that free throw line. He's shot only 2 free throws here tonight. I think I've Antonio Davis picks up number 5. And so not everything is going Toronto's way right now, but I'm just not sure that the Wizards can take advantage of it.
Yeah, they need about 2 or 3 more minutes. Jerry Stackhouse doing a great job of penetrating, and that's how you get yourself back in ball games, by stopping the clock, getting points at the free throw line.
Michelle, what's up with Lenny Wilkins?
Oh, well, one of the things they emphasized in that last timeout was not to just rely on the outside shots, the Raptors. They want to take it to the basket. I'm sure they were pleased with Morris Peterson getting into the lane and drawing the foul. They want to see more of that, attacking the basket, not relying on the outside shot, Brent.
Stackhouse tried to draw the offensive foul and could not. 135. Davis brings it down to 7 on the shot. Short on that one. Offensive rebound into Kwame Brown's hands, and the Wizards need to hurry now. They need a quick field goal. Michael knows it. Backing down, pump faking, stays with it. Jump pass over now to Stackhouse. Michael, bad pass. Great move by number 5, Michael Bradley, on the steal. Closing in on 1 minute, a rare sight to see Jordan turn it over in that situation.
Yeah, late in the game, but you have to give the guys in white credit. They've been playing tremendous defense.
Jordan's got it back in his hands now. Inside of a minute, long pass. Kwame's open, and he'll be on the free throw line for a pair, and a huge pair here at the 51-second mark. Never quit on an NBA game when you've got it inside of 10 and you're inside of a minute. I've seen some miracles in this league, I want to tell you.
That was a great pass by Larry Hughes. And when we talk about gaining weight and getting stronger, years in the weight room is going to serve Kwame Brown well, because this guy, and he looks like he's strong now, but he's going to continue to mature. He's going to get a lot stronger in plays like that. He's going to go home. He's going to go and hammer those home. Go to the line for a three-point play.
There's the comparison. Jordan scoreless in the second half. 4 of 14 overall. Vince with 18 points, 6 of 14. He started out red hot. Here's the young man who's had a tremendous game for Washington, even though he misses that free throw. And Bradley pulls it away and puts it in Williams' hands now, down to the 49-second mark. It is 6. In and out of Bradley's hands. Bradley, a good free throw shooter. Wilkins has got him on the floor in this situation. The Wizards trying to steal the ball without a foul. Michael's got it. Michael lead pass. Stackhouse. Stackhouse rolls on Carter. Tap back. No by Kwame. And the Wizards miss a golden opportunity that time. Oh, my.
And you talk about not being able to catch a break. A 3-on-1 with Stackhouse and Michael Jordan and Kwame Brown, and you can't convert.
They're sitting on the franchise low. Remember, we thought they would easily be able to break it. And Jordan barking about the lack of whistles being called underneath. And
yeah, Stackhouse might have been brushed on that play.
Kwame Brown for Wizard fans. 17 rebounds now to go with 11 points and 5 blocks. And he could be a load tomorrow night for the Boston Celtics home opener in Washington. You just know that they will play better offensively. They can't play any worse than they did here tonight, and nobody knows it better than Coach Collins and the team itself, as Jordan jumps out on Davis that time. And Washington sitting on a 66 right now with 14 seconds to go.
It's just 1 of 82.
Yes, that is one way to look at it. Is one of 82, but you don't want many more like this, do you, Sean?
No, you don't. And I'm sure they're going to go back and they're going to look at the game film, and more than anything, they're going to come out tomorrow night and they're going to compete a lot better.
Antonio Davis tonight with 9 points and 15 rebounds here. Into Brown's hands, and a quick timeout is called by Doug Collins. Down 6, 13.8. So there's the 3-ball possibility. Quick 2, play tough D. We'll see what they're going to do in a moment.
For the extra point and the win.
Snow.
All right.
Blizzard.
All right.
Get a choke? Oh, I guess not.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Scusa. Cappuccino.
Okay, freeze. This is Jen, and she has the sudden urge to learn Italian. Who can help? The Italian Institute in Chicago. Carry on.
Hello. How do you say, hi, my name is Jen. Now be a good boy and come over here and sit on Mama's lap.
This is going to take a while. Now get the most minutes to use whenever. Introducing T-Mobile. Get more.
All right, look, yo. Your style is generic. Mine's authentic made. I roll like a
Forced to listen to the individual, the mega voices, fiery shade. Who want what? Who pumped up to get rolled up?
Something's gonna happen. It needs to happen now.
Rated R at theaters Friday, November 8th.
This is my story. This is my world. My turf. You want it? Come get it. You want to beat me, but you can't be. So you hate me. I'm the reason. I'm the truth. I am the one. You can't D me. So I'm gonna shake you, take you, straight to the rack, and one.
Jared's here, and he's eating a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
That I can't miss. Sounds delicious.
I'm on my way. Subway's hot dinner idea. Delicious chicken teriyaki topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Wow. Subway, eat fresh. Unforgettable thrillers that became instant classics. Tigers triumph at St. Andrews. Capriati's comeback down under. Duke's OT win over Kentucky. Unbelievable! See the games everyone talks about as instant classics, only on ESPN Classic.
Well, Sean, take a close look at Vince Carter for us here tonight with the Raptors leading by 6.
So 18 points on the ball game tonight, and he's done it in a lot of ways. After he hit this first shot here, I thought he might get his 50 he was talking about. Nice spin move, knocks down Brian Russell there and gets an easy one. And this is just a tough runner. And here he is, the last play, and Stackhouse had a case there. He's not a happy camper. But Vince Carter getting back on defense and averting another 2 points.
Stackhouse is going to drive. Drew the foul. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. Could not get it to fall. Would have been a big moment with 10 seconds to go if he had an opportunity here for the three-point play. As it is, they've got the 2, and they're down to 10 seconds. The Raptors have to feel now that they will wind up on the free throw line here in just a moment.
And Lenny has his best free throw shooters out there on the floor because you know what's coming next. And you're right, if Stackhouse makes that bucket and goes to the line for a three-point play, it's something else to shoot free throws in your backyard or in your driveway, but when you have to shoot them with 10 seconds or less left in the ball game, your hands and your nerves get a little uneasy.
This ensures the fact that Washington will not tie the franchise low. 72-68, a 4 with 10 seconds to go, and Michael Jordan has to be mulling over his 0 for 6 from the field in the second half here tonight. And Sean, let me ask you this, and this is a tough question. And, we go back to Willie Mays. You know, sometimes an athlete may hang around a little bit too long. Are you left with that thought at all about Michael Jordan here tonight as you watch his game and what he didn't have? Are you saying, wait a minute, throw it out, Brent, he'll be right back in business tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, he's going to have his nights where he's going to struggle a little bit just because, you know, he's not the same old Michael. We saw him miss that dunk earlier where he's, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, the guy's going to elevate and flush it on anybody. But I think the kind of competitor that Michael is, he's going to go back, he's going to look at this game film, he's going to be his biggest critic. And he's going to come out tomorrow night, try to right whatever he did wrong tonight. And, you know, I expect to see him play extremely well this year. And it's not only about scoring, it's about what he brings to the table and leading these young guys.
Hughes fouls Leonard, so Bashan will come up to the free throw line. Sean, I don't believe that I have ever covered Michael in a college or a pro game in which he was scoreless in any half. I have seen him miss jams like that before when he was flying to the hoop for Chicago. Occasionally, the ball come back out. Those things can happen. But it was a long, tough night for the man that I certainly think is the greatest individual basketball talent that we have ever seen, and one of the fiercest competitors in any sport that I have ever been around. And I would agree with Sean Elliott. I think he will be his toughest critic. He does not need to read the Washington Post tomorrow to know that he played a bad game. And a stand-up guy that he is, Michael will say that at the end of this game. I was terrible here tonight, and that's the only way to look at it. So coming up next now, let's remind you that the NBA on ESPN continues. The three-time defending champion Los Angeles Lakers take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Then tomorrow on TNT, what's the over-under on the number of points for Michael Jordan tomorrow night? I'll take 15 against the Celtics, folks. You're free to set your own number. And the Blazers will play the Kings. I think that that MJ will be back. And if I was Coach O'Brien, I would be thinking now, is this the night that I want to be taking on Michael Jordan? A night after, after one of his poorest performances in the NBA. That can be tough.
After a tough loss. And I remember being in San Antonio when the Chicago Bulls lost at Dallas the night before. And I went out the next day with Steve Kerr and Judd Bushler, and those guys said that they were just sick about losing that game down the stretch. They made a lot of mistakes, and believe me, they came out the next night and it was like a buzzsaw. You had to put on your very best outfit and bring your double-A game against the Bulls and against a guy like Jordan, especially when they've had a tough game the night before.
Hey, Sean, what's your career high? What's the most points you ever scored in any game?
In any game?
Any
Going
game.
back to high school.
Give it to me.
48.
69 for Michael Jordan in the NBA.
Brent, people still don't know how good he is.
I know.
Or how good he was. They still don't know. They think they do, but they don't.
Back now to Lou. Final seconds. Knocked back to Lindsey Hunter. And a solid performance for the Toronto Raptors here tonight in the opener. The crowd appreciates it. Nice round of applause. And Doug Collins and the Wizards now, they've got their hands full.
This is SportsCenter.
Yowza, let's mingle. It's open season on the NBA, but with some changes. Michael's now a sixth man, while the Jazz in New Orleans coming from the Hornets, and there's a new home for it all.
The NBA returns to ESPN.
From the hardwood to hard times, big hits cost big money for these guys.
29, I've been playing football for 22 years. That's where I'm going to continue to play.
The Rocket has 300 reasons to pitch next year, but will it be in pinstripes? Favre, too hurt to play? That'd be a first. And do the Jets want to play at all?
You play to win the game. Hello?
On the home for it all, SportsCenter now. SportsCenter on TV. Paired with David Lloyd, I'm John Anderson. Hey, thanks for having us.
It's good to be here. Owner Leslie Alexander has called his Rockets one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Straight out of the George Steinbrenner Handbook of Applying Pressure. It's because of the large Chinese fella, you know, the Yao Ming dynasty officially underway. Rockets and Pacers in Indy. First play on the court, Jonathan Bender working him. Bender knows about growing pains. Really hard to find anything good about Yao's game tonight. Jeff Foster with the swipe. Eric Strickland says, my turn. I want to guard him. I want to guard the big guy. And Strickland comes in and gets a steal. This is about the closest thing to pass for a highlight for Yao. Sets a heck of a pick, and Bojan Nakbar, the Slovenian, ties this at 29. Back to Yao's struggles. Watch Jermaine O'Neal post up, and then just go right around him.
Shadow a guy who's 7'5".
They're just standing there. Big guys. Yao played 7 minutes in the second quarter and then sat for a while. Early third, Steve Francis. Yao or no, it's still Stevie's franchise. A career high 39 for him. Ron Artest missed the whole preseason after pinky surgery. Bingo. He had 20 on the night later. Third, Strickland to Al Harrington. On a platter to Jermaine O'Neal, part of a 13-zip run. O'Neal with 24. Yao's first and only shot. And Yao. Silky smooth touch off the rim. More struggles on D. Strickland giving up 15 inches and no problem. Launches the three over him. Yao's last play of the game as the Pacers win it by 9. For Yao, a shower was probably unnecessary. Just 11 minutes, the fewest by a #1 pick in his first game since Kent Benson played 2 minutes in 1977. Yao hoisted, yeah, for the Bucks. Yao hoisted just the one shot, scored no points, 2 boards, no blocks, 0 impact.
Wizards, Raptors. It's your SportsCenter showcase highlight. MJ serving in the role of 6th man to start the season, but Dean Smith proud of this. All kinds of North Carolina alums, Wizards, Raptors. Michael Jordan, UNC, 81-84, won a national title, jumped really high, all that stuff. Vince Carter, Tar Heel from 95 to 98. Jerry Stackhouse, gotcha. Chapel Hill as well, 90. Brendan Haywood not pictured, and that's a shame. He's on these, he's there with the Wizards, but anyway. Michael, as we said, 6 men. How about Carter with the, so much for gravity. Carter finished with 18. Jordan enters with the Wizards trailing by 7. 3:50 to go in the first. Jordan involved early with the steal. Ahead to Stackhouse. They've just called traveling in an NBA game, and you saw it here on SportsCenter. Stop the presses. Wizards down 9. Jordan. Go inside. Tyronn Lue misses the layup. Jordan, finally, that's good. He had 8 in the first half. Raptors by 11. Rashawn Leonard. He's stealing. Never cop when you need one. Morris Peterson for the lay-in. Part of a 14-zip Raptors run. Mo Pete finished with a game-high 20. 44-36 Raptors at the half. In the third, Stack head-to-head with Carter. This was a lot faster in real time. Good D there by Carter. Stack wanted a call, didn't get it. Fourth quarter, Raptors by 14. We have a Jelani McCoy sighting.
Oh, yeah.
6 points, 12 boards.
Where's he been?
Not in the highlights mostly. Kwame Brown, rejection here. Larry Hughes, Tyronn Lue. Let's go back to Kwame, though. Man-sized stat line. 12 points, 18 boards, 5 blocks. Hello, sophomore Jenks. Wizards trailing by 12. On the break, MJ missing the dunk. What's up with that, boys?
Everybody misses him sometime. So it's just, it's always tougher when you're missing on the road, not at home. He's the greatest. He can do that, I guess.
I exploded pretty good. I felt like I hit on the knee, but still should have finished it.
Missed the dunk. Ow. That's all you need to know. He had no points in the second half. 25 minutes, Jordan finished with 8. His team, UGLY, loses ugly, 74-68.